Imagine a small biotech startup holding the keys to a medical breakthrough so valuable that giant pharmaceutical companies are circling, checkbooks at the ready. This is not science fiction. This is the story of MoonLake Immunotherapeutics, a company you've probably never heard of, but whose next move could reshape the future of immunotherapy and spark a multi-billion-dollar bidding war. Before we dive into the boardroom drama and behind-the-scenes deals, let's set the scene. The field of immunotherapy is booming, transforming how we treat autoimmune diseases like hidradenitis, suppurativa, and psoriatic arthritis. These are not rare conditions. Real-world data shows that at least 2 million people in the United States alone were diagnosed with hidradenitis suppurativa between 2016 and 2023. And the global market for psoriatic arthritis? It is projected to soar to over $60 billion by 2032, growing at nearly 9% each year. That is a staggering surge, and pharmaceutical giants are desperate for the next blockbuster drug. MoonLake's secret weapon is sonelokimab, a cutting-edge nanobody therapy designed to block key inflammatory signals in the body. Unlike traditional antibodies, nanobodies are smaller, more stable, and can be engineered to target difficult-to-reach disease processes. Sonelokimab specifically inhibits IL-17A and IL-17F, two key players in autoimmune inflammation. If MoonLake's clinical trials succeed, sonelokimab could become a game-changer for patients living with chronic, painful conditions that currently have limited treatment options. The stakes could not be higher. MoonLake has just completed enrollment in its pivotal Phase 3 VELA program for hidradenitis suppurativa, with headline results expected around September 2025. Experts say this data could make or break the company's future. As Matthias Bodenstedt, MoonLake's chief financial officer, puts it, "The Hercules Capital facility protects us from market volatility and retains value for shareholders." Translation? With up to $500 million in new funding, MoonLake now has the financial runway to take its time and hold out for the right deal. Meanwhile, the sharks are circling. Industry analysts report that Merck, facing the looming expiration of its Keytruda patents in 2028, is eager to diversify. As one Zacks equity research analyst notes, Merck aims to reduce its dependence on Keytruda through strategic acquisitions. For Merck and rivals like Sanofi, which recently spent $9.5 billion acquiring Blueprint Medicines, snapping up MoonLake could be the move that secures their future dominance in immunology. But can MoonLake hold its nerve as the pressure mounts? Will it remain independent, get acquired for a massive premium, or strike a partnership that lets it keep some control? And with the global biotech market projected to jump from nearly $500 billion this year to over $540 billion in just 12 months, the window of opportunity is wide open, but it will not stay that way for long. Here is the million-dollar question. Will MoonLake's gamble pay off, or will the intense competition and looming clinical trial results force its hand before it is truly ready? With the stakes set, let's look into where MoonLake Immunotherapeutics could go next, and what that could mean for the global biotech landscape. Industry experts see three main roads ahead. First, MoonLake could remain independent, using its cash reserves, now stretching securely into the year 2028 thanks to the Hercules Capital deal, to launch sonelokimab on its own. This would be a bold move. Success would bring MoonLake into the ranks of major biotech players, but the risks are enormous. Commercializing a new therapy, especially in crowded fields like hidradenitis suppurativa and psoriatic arthritis, demands not only money, but deep expertise and flawless execution. MoonLake would need to build or partner for sales infrastructure, face off against giants, and weather the volatility of regulatory decisions. Second, and perhaps most likely, is an outright acquisition by a powerhouse like Merck. Merck's own blockbuster, Keytruda, faces a patent cliff in 2028, and the company is hungry for new revenue streams. As Zacks Equity Research puts it, Merck aims to reduce its dependence on Keytruda through strategic acquisitions. If Phase 3 results are strong, Merck could swoop in, offering a premium price and the global scale MoonLake needs. For current investors in the team, that could mean a lucrative exit and speedier global reach for patients. The third scenario is a hybrid. MoonLake could partner up, possibly with a company like Sanofi. Together, they could share the costs and risks of bringing sonelokimab to market, while MoonLake retains some control over its destiny. As Phil Taylor of Pharma Forum notes, tapping into MSD's financial muscle would make sense for MoonLake, given its ambitious development plans. Each path comes with opportunity and hazard. Going it alone maximizes reward but also exposes MoonLake to the brutal tides of the biotech market. A sale or partnership would provide stability and resources but could mean ceding control over its scientific legacy. For viewers, the MoonLake story is more than a single biotech drama. It's a lesson in how innovation, timing, and strategic choices shape who wins in global healthcare. The company's ability to complete its ambitious clinical trials, especially with top-line Phase 3 data for hidradenitis suppurativa due around September 2025, could shift billions in market value and change standards of care for patients worldwide. If you're an investor or industry watcher, remember, the next biotech star can emerge from nowhere, but long-term winners combine breakthrough science with operational savvy and the right partners at the right time. As Matthias Bodenstedt, MoonLake's CFO, emphasizes, the Hercules Capital facility protects us from market volatility and retains value for shareholders. Staying nimble and well-financed is often as important as the science itself. But there's a broader takeaway. The biotech sector is projected to grow from nearly $500 billion in 2024 to over $540 billion in just 1 year. Behind each new therapy, there are years of risk, resilience, and reinvention. The MoonLake saga shows that scientific breakthroughs demand not just discovery, but smart business decisions and alliances, plus a bit of luck. So, will MoonLake stay independent, get acquired, or find a partner? Based on analyst outlooks and industry patterns, the smart money is on a major acquisition, likely by Merck, if those upcoming Phase 3 results are as strong as early studies suggest. That said, MoonLake's financial firepower and strategic flexibility mean anything is possible. And here's a secret fact. Real-world data shows that at least 2 million people in the United States were diagnosed with hidradenitis suppurativa between 2016 and 2023. For them, MoonLake's next move isn't just a business headline, it could be life-changing. If you found this analysis helpful, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the world of global economics and technology. Which big pharma move do you think is next? Drop your predictions in the comments, and stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll reveal how the next wave of biotech M&A